Hello, this is Petru and you are watching WellCode. And in this video I'm gonna tell you what's the best programming language for you. A lot of people who want to get into writing programs, when they hear that I'm a computer programmer, they start asking me, oh, what's the best programming language? Or what language have you used while working at Facebook? What's the programming language that Google uses? And there are all sorts of various questions on this topic, and in this video I'm gonna answer them all. If you're watching this video, you're probably at the beginning, you're just wondering what language to pick in order for you to learn, and you're reading various blog posts and you hear about JavaScript, about Python, about maybe C++, and you don't know which option to choose. And I totally understand that it feels overwhelming. Even after I knew C++ a little, I was hearing about all sorts of programming languages and I was trying to learn them all. I was trying to learn as many programming languages as possible. In my mind, I thought that if I knew more programming languages, then I'm a better programmer. But I was just wasting my time instead of just going deep into one language. The truth is that the programming language doesn't matter very much. The most important thing for you at the beginning is just understanding the principles of computer programming, because this is a different way of thinking compared to anything you've ever been used to, and you need to understand how you can instruct the computer to do the things that you want him to do. And this thing is not trivial, because you don't tell the computer, oh, go wash my dishes, and the computer magically will create some feet and some hands and he'll just walk to the sink and start the water and he'll start washing the dishes. That's not what computers do. You have to be very specific. You need to tell him, oh, I need a number. And then you need to tell him, oh, put this number into the place where you store the number, and then you take another number and you have him add them together. And it's very interesting that all the video games have a lot of math behind the scenes, and I don't want to scare you. You won't need a lot of math for doing programming, or at least in the beginning, but you'll need to be aware that's a different way of thinking. And the most difficult thing you'll ever learn while studying programming is just understanding the way of thinking and understanding how to tell the computer to do various things. And after you understand the principles, it's a lot easier. You just take a programming language of your choice and you write the code for the computer to do something. And you can always search on the internet. And for example, if you want to build a website and you don't know how to do it, let's say you want to have a black box in a white circle, you just search that on Google. How to draw a black box in HTML. While you're searching on the internet, you'll see that you'll need CSS, and this is another language, and you learn that as you need to do something. So you won't start with a CSS tutorial if you're not doing anything web related. I believe that the best programming language you can learn in the beginning is C++. C++ is a bit low level, so it exposes a lot of things which happen behind the scenes inside the computer, but this thing helps you be careful about all the things, because programming nowadays with the internet is about moving data from one computer to another, and both computers need to speak the same language. They need to understand the same data, and in order to do that right, you'll need to take care about a lot of details which C++ just exposes you from the beginning. Another helpful thing which C++ does for you is it trains your mind for preventing errors before they happen, because other programming languages have all sorts of safety mechanisms, and you may think that, oh, the safety mechanisms are good, but the safety mechanisms prevent you from doing some kind of mistakes. And if you do some mistakes as a beginner, you won't break anything. You'll just learn from them. And the things you learn from the mistakes will stick into your mind forever, and you'll be more careful. So C++ helps you a lot with that. There are a lot of easier languages you can choose in the beginning. Let's take, for example, JavaScript, where you just write your code into the browser and you can already see what's happening. There is also Python, which you may think it's more close to the language you're speaking, but as you're advancing in your career, you'll hit some walls, or you'll need to master some skills which you won't have because of those safety mechanisms. So even if you're moving faster in the beginning, if you choose Python or JavaScript, you'll still need to master the skills which C++ develops for you right from the beginning. So the difference between those two learning paths is that C++ is slower in the beginning, but it will make you faster as you advance, compared to Python or JavaScript, where you're faster in the beginning, but then you'll slow down and maybe you'll feel a bit depressed or sad because you don't understand the more advanced things. But no matter what programming language you choose in the beginning, you still need to be aware that the first steps will be hard. You'll still need to be aware that you have to understand really well the principles. So don't just copy paste code from the internet and be happy that it works. Be really focused on understanding what's happening, and also when you're reading tutorials, take the code from there and try to modify it and try to explain yourself why, if you're modifying some part of the code, everything starts behaving differently. Or if you're encountering errors, try to figure out why the error is happening, what's the part that the computer doesn't understand. A very important thing these days, because there are a lot of tutorials on the internet, is the fact that tutorials alone don't help you a lot. Following a tutorial may help you get an idea about what the programming language is about or what the technology is about, but just doing tutorials isn't enough. The best thing to do is just start from a problem or start from an application that you want to build and try to figure out every small step from the road of creating the whole application. So if you're trying to build a fitness tracker application where users can log in, you can first search for a tutorial which helps you build a login system, and then you can search on the internet about how you can store data about a particular user, and as you're progressing you'll hit more interesting problems. And keep in mind that every programming language is just a tool, and there are good programming languages for web development. For example, JavaScript. You can't do web development without using some JavaScript, but if you want to build really fast applications which run on devices which don't have a lot of computer power, you will need C or C++. So JavaScript won't help you because it's way slower than C++. So having that in mind, remember that one of the best languages you can start with is C++. Be aware that you need to understand the principles, so don't just copy paste code from one place to another, and beware that it won't be easy. So you're going on a hard path, but also the rewards are good. When I started programming in the 9th grade, I wasn't understanding a lot of things, but after I was finished with doing my exercises, I was watching movies. I liked in particular Batman because it was set in New York. It was not in New York, it was in Gotham, but Gotham is made after New York. And a thing which I just dreamed of was visiting New York. And the first internship I've got for a company was at Facebook in New York. So programming helped me accomplish my dream. And if I knew that I will be able to go to New York, I think I would have doubled up my efforts, especially in the beginning. So be aware of that. Don't be scared of putting a lot of effort into it, because it will pay off in the long run. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button and to subscribe to our channel in order to be up to date with every new video we'll be releasing. Don't forget to share our video if you think it will help other people, and I wish you have a lot of energy and you'll use that energy to learn programming, and I hope until the next video you'll be a better programmer.